right, this should be fun. I learned a few things in the process of thinking about this. It doesn't take a lot of volume to build up a set list. Go ahead and turn it up to 11 anyway, but the volume I mean is the number of what passes for hits or signature songs these days. More process worked great for the Beatles, Stones, Elvis, Beach Boys, Supremes, Michael Jackson, Elton John, Madonna, and but many classic acts that have been around for 50, 60 years, and you know, inside and out, had way fewer hits than you might think. Like the Spoonful had 7 top 10 hits. Sounds about right. The Byrds had 7 top 10 hits. Top 40 hits, I should say. The Association had 6 top 10s and one more that I thought was top 5, but was only number 47. It got a ton of airplay in Northeast Ohio, and they played the song 6-Man Band as 7-Man Band on the Ed Sullivan Show. Live, it wasn't lip-synced, and it was very good. Yardbirds only had 5 hits, but they were the foundation for Led Zeppelin that spawned a lot more separate acts. The Who only had 1 top 10 hit. How's that possible? I can see for miles. They had 15 top 40s, but I would have thought Pinball Wizard would be up there as well and won't get fooled again. The Guess Who had 5 top 10s, 14 top 40s. They outdid The Who in the chart deal, but the albums, Who rocks. Bob Dylan's had 4 top 10 songs, but never had a number 1 until Murder Most Foul in the 2020s. He had 23 in the top 100. Of course, everyone else had his hits. Tommy James and the Shondells had 2 number 1s, 8 top 10s, and 32 top 100s. That's a crazy amount. But Sting had 5 top 10s, and the Police had 6 top 10s. Yet I can name 50 of their songs off the top of my head. So they're more of an album band. Eric Clapton solo had 6 top 10s, 1 number 1 he didn't write, and 17 top 40s. That's a heck of a career. He was the only one of the Yardbirds guitarists that could sing. And that helped, apparently. Cream had 2 top 10s, although I would have thought Badge, my favorite Cream song ever, would have been in the top 20 anyway. Nope, number 60. Crazy. Charts don't matter at all anymore, but they used to. Neil Young's had 13 charted singles, and my trivia thing is that he's released Sugar Mountain as the B-side on 6 separate singles. And here's the biggie. Hendrix had 1 top 40 hit, All Along the Watchtower by Bob Dylan, and it only reached number 20. So, you know, album-oriented rock just took over from there. Anyway, you don't have to do a lot. Just do a few songs a year and you'll end up with a heck of a set list. All right, it's rock trivia time. I was wondering, what was the last charting single that the Beatles had a harmonica on? And my guess was I should have known better. Pretty close. It was I'm a Loser. But I'm a Loser wasn't a dedicated single. It was on a 4-song EP, whereas they were both in 1964. So it was very early they stopped, although they did use it in the B for the benefit of Mr. Kite, Rocky Raccoon, and All Together Now album tracks. What was the only 3/4 time song that the Beatles ever played live? Babies in Black was in Waltz Down. What was the only George Harrison song ever performed live by the Beatles? Well, it was If I Needed Someone on a 12-string, and one of my favorites. What was the first electric 12-string song the Beatles recorded? It was You Can't Do That in February of '64, the same year they hit the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. George used a Rickenbacker on that. Now, off of that subject, I used to wonder about who was the oldest person ever to get famous as a rocker. Not as a novelty, but as a real musician. Stevie Nicks was about 29, I think, when she joined Fleetwood Mac, but she'd been around for a while. But no, I found Bill Withers was 33 when he had the first of many, many hits over an 18-year period. Popular band in the 60s was the Association. Their first 45 in 1965 was Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. Much more famous by Led Zeppelin 3-4 years later on their first album. But the Association got there first. I always knew that Neil Young had put the song Sugar Mountain as the B-side to at least 3 singles. He must like that song, but he never put it on a regular studio album. And I looked it up, and he's put it as the B-side of 6 different singles. So it was on a compilation album, that's it. Little trivia for the bass players is Chris Squire from Yes worked at a music store in London as a teenager, and that store happened to get the exclusive rights to sell Rickenbackers, and their first shipment was 3 basses. He sold one to John Entwistle, one to Pete Quay for the Cakes, and he bought the other one himself on time, using his whole salary for about 2 years. So those first 3 basses ended up in the hands of some pretty capable players. And last thing is 2 musicians who joined a band on bass but almost immediately switched to lead guitar. Well, you might not recognize the name, but Ed King was one. He joined Lynyrd Skynyrd on bass and shortly became the lead guitar player because he was better than their guitar players. And he also wrote Sweet Home Alabama, so he made some royalty money. He also, as a second trivia, was the lead guitarist in the Strawberry Alarm Clock. And those are his freaky psychedelic solos in Incense and Peppermints, and my favorite, one called Tomorrow, before he joined Skynyrd. And then the other was Jimmy Page doing the Yardbirds on bass. And yeah, they made the right decision. So there's a little trivia for you. Happy New Week. Here comes September.
Ivory towers won't be ours. A cottage in the green, where the air is fresh and clean. We have love. We have love. When she comes to me in the night, tenderly, then I know it is to be. I'll be here with her. When she is here, I have no fear for things that time may bring. In the winter and the spring, we have love. We have love. When she comes to me in the night, tenderly, then I know it is to be. I'll be here with her.